All right, I am here with RUF heavyweight Jordan the Juggernaut Powell, who competes at RUF 40. He's going to be fighting in RUF's Road to One heavyweight tournament, where these big boys get to compete for a huge cash payout, and then of course the contract with one championship.
Yeah.
So talk to me about training. How are things going? We're literally a week out from the fight. How we feeling?
Good. I feel great training wise. It's funny because I was preparing to fight in like a 2-week time period, and that didn't end up being the case. So sorry about that.
It's all good. It's all good.
And so that was something. So I was getting ready for like a really quick turnaround, and I felt ready then, and then it got extended. So it was just more time to really get ready.
Okay, and your last few fights, you've been backing down between 205 and heavyweight. So are you just taking the fights where they come, regardless of weight class, or how's that working?
Mostly wanted to stay at 205, but just circumstance that wasn't the case. So the last fight I did at heavyweight, all the fights I've actually done before this one at heavyweight were because my opponents weren't able to make it, and then it was like a last minute opponent, and it was like, okay, cutting weight always seems to be everybody's biggest problem with coming in doing a last minute fight. So I was like, okay, screw the cutting weight, like let's just fight. So that's where literally all of my heavyweights fights have come from before now. This one, was made to be at heavyweight, but it's like such a big opportunity. Why miss it?
Exactly. Now let's talk about the opportunity. So I don't know when you were approached about the opportunity from Jason or the guys over at RUF. How did that whole thing come about, and what was your guys' reaction to the tournament itself?
So Jason had hit me up. I was out of town for work. I was working out in Mount Shasta at the time when I got a message from Jason. It was like early in the morning, and he was basically asking. He was like, "Hey, are you able to fight anytime soon?" I'm like, "Yeah, definitely." And he told me, he's like, "Well, we got a heavyweight tournament going on for a ONE FC contract and $100,000. You want in?" And I was like, "It's not all in one night, right?" And he was like, "No." And I'm like, "Then yeah, I want in." And that was it. He was like, "Oh, it's got to be." He had told me then, he was like, "It's got to be, your first fight will be in like 2 weeks. Are you sure you can do that?" And I'm like, "Yeah, screw it." I said, work itself is very physical, so that gives me some conditioning and stuff. Fight training, obviously, I do it as much as I possibly can, whenever I can. So, yeah, that's always something I'm doing.
And what do you do for work that keeps you in shape?
I do concrete cutting, so construction. So we go different places. We cut concrete, making sure the like sidewalks and stuff are leveled so people don't fall down, shit like that.
Okay. Yeah, it's got to be tough work. Concrete ain't fun to work with once it's solidified.
Yeah, no. No, there's axes, there's saws, there's hammers, gang other stuff.
That's a cool line of work, though. How did you get into that?
My brother-in-law, actually. Yeah, he was working in it, and he was like, "Oh, you want a job with me?" And I was like, "Yeah, sure." I started doing another job, wasn't good at it, and they needed more people doing the actual like cutting and stuff. So yeah, I started doing it, and yeah, that worked out a lot better.
Well, that's good. That's good, and keeping it in the family, which is always good.
Oh
yeah. So he seems to be a pretty good resource for you. I mean, you got the job, you got the phone.
Yeah.
Is this guy around during training in your camps or anything like that?
I mean, we work together, so we see each other all the time for there. He comes in and works out, a few times a week. So I mean, yeah, but yes and no, I guess.
Okay, and how does him and the rest of the family feel about you fighting?
um, they love it. I don't know why I'm looking like I'm thinking about it, but our wife, she's obviously she gets concerned about it because it's fighting, but she understands that it's what I love to do. But yeah,
Well,
loves it. I know my, actual family, they try to watch him as much as they can or come to him if they can, whatever they can do. And yeah, my wife's family, they're very supportive of it too.
that's awesome. That's awesome. And with it being, with us able to have a crowd this time, um, are any of your family members or friends coming to support you?
I know my mom wants to come. She's trying to figure it out. My wife is coming. As for that, I think most people are just streaming it just because, it's more convenient. Just chill at home. Get as
Yeah.
drunk as you want. Don't have to worry about driving.
Yeah, there's always that side, right? Okay, and let's talk about one championship, right? Because that's the light at the end of the tunnel. Obviously, the cash prize, it's huge, right? Some in the six-figure range. So I mean that's pretty enticing as well. But the opportunity to compete in one of the largest organizations on earth, what would winning this tournament do for you?
A lot. I've wanted to fight for one really since I started my pro career. Obviously, when I started MMA, UFC was basically all I knew. But the more I really got into MMA and the more I really realized the different companies that's out there and what you can do, and just looking at options, one was definitely like the top one for me. You know, you can knees and stuff to the head on the ground. Uh, you get to travel to Asia, like all of your fights, basically. Yeah. So
Well, not to mention they're now on TNT on Wednesday nights. So
yeah,
it's usually right now. It seems like it's just like the big fights, but I have a feeling that it's just a trial period. So they'll probably be bringing more fights here to the states. So there's also
yeah. They yeah. I've watched a few of the ones that happened on TNT. They seem pretty good. There's a lot of disqualifications right now, but yeah, it seems good. I know they're still fighting in Singapore though.
yeah.
But with it being on TNT, though, it opens it up for more of an American audience, which obviously opens it up for more American fighters. So it's all good things to me.
100%. And, the audience, their reach, I mean, all of that is pretty incredible. And the fact that that RUF is able to team up with one to create this tournament, to create this, opportunity for fighters. I mean, I think it's just one of the coolest things that, that I've ever been a part of. I commentate for RUF, me and Ed West. So we're all stoked about this whole thing, man. It's like really all we can to talk about. So as a fighter that's competing in this tournament, and the guys at the gym, family when you're at home, I mean, they all know what's to come if you win this tournament. Like, how do they feel about
Um, it is the weirdest feeling for me right now because everybody is trying their best to be as like supportive as possible, and that's not really weird. What's weird is like it sometimes feel almost like they're like worried about what can we do that's not going to like take his mind off of his fight and like just want me to so focus. Like everybody's just kind of like, even at work, all my coworkers are, we like to talk shit to each other and have fun, but they're always coming back to us like, oh, it's cool. Jordan gonna be here soon. He's about to make $100,000. He's about to be fighting for a big organization. So it's keeping that in my mind. And that's what I'm doing, honestly, is just keeping it in my mind, with training, with everything, just keeping my mind on the goal of, winning, just putting on the best shows I possibly can, uh, making a living out of this as much as I can, as long as I can.
Absolutely. And, the rest of this bracket, I mean, you got guys like, Brandon Cash, who's the opponent on Sunday, a week from today. And then you got guys like, Rare Breed, Rich Hale, guy that, is used to, again, like you, he's fought at 205, he's fought at heavyweight, kind of making the most of this opportunity. A lot of you guys are, this is a huge, huge, huge deal. So how do you feel about some of the other guys in this bracket, or are we solely focused on Cash right now?
Right now it's more Cash. I don't really know much about all the people that is in it. I seen just the few people that were supposed to be on that first show with us, so I was like, oh, okay, that's fine. Like I said, I know Rich Hale definitely seems to be one of the more experienced people, him and Brandon Cash. So I feel very, very good about the fight coming up between me and Cash. I feel good, period, because I know for a fact that I am much faster than most of these guys. You see them; they're big guys. They should be. They're heavyweights. And so, but I'm not a small person, but I'm still smaller. And with that, I know that I'll have the speed advantage. Um, Honestly, I feel a little bit faster than I usually feel at 205 right now. And I think that's solely because I'm not, using so much energy cutting weight to, you know, that I can actually utilize all that energy on just focusing on, getting my techniques better, finding my timing, as soon as possible, finding my range as soon as possible, all these things, the more important factors of the fight game besides, what I weigh the day before the fight.
For sure. And I mean, that's got to be a huge relief, because these fights, they're pretty spread apart. But once we start narrowing down these brackets, the fights are going to get closer, culminating to the main fight, which will be, the two semifinalists getting on in the final. Without having to cut weight, I mean, I think that's a huge advantage for a fight, not having to worry about it.
Yeah, it's ridiculous how much stress that it's not. Like, I don't think I've realized before how much I stressed on cutting weight. Like there are miles on top of miles that I'm just not running right now because I don't have to cut weight. I'm still doing running, but I'm not running as much as I did before because I don't need to, burn that extra few calories. I don't need to burn all that extra weight off. I'm not even trying to burn weight off. I'm just, trying to look as best as I possibly can, feel as best as I possibly can right now. And that feels so much better to me than cutting weight. Like, especially with, not having to cut weight or do anything close to that for an entire year with COVID. I'm so happy not to be cutting weight. Like, it's just like a relief.
And what has that done for your diet? Have you been able to get a couple more cheeseburgers in, or are you still pretty strict with it?
I'm still eating clean. Um, I'll just have some fun every once in a while, So it's like mostly clean, and every once in a while, have like a date night dinner with my wife or something like that. And if I see a cookie, I'm not scared of eating it. Or I'm not. If I eat this cookie, I might have to do a go gang of cardio afterward. There's none of that. It's just like, oh, cool, a cookie, And weird how that I'm not supposed to, like, not having that mind makes it easier to limit how much you do things. When you have the freedom to just be like, yeah, okay, I'll have a cookie or two, then you're not so focused on oh, I'm not supposed to eat this, and then you eat it and you get that little rush of defiance and that takes over.
Next thing you know, you ate a whole cart. Like now I can just, I'll see a cookie, I'll eat one or two, I'll go on about my day. Like it's not important. So yeah, just little things. It's keeping my mind in a more positive nature. And that's the most important thing. When you're starting to cut a whole gang of stuff out your diet just so you can make weight, it does fuck with your mind a little bit. And for me, that's one of the biggest components. Like, making weight has always been relatively easy for me. So really the biggest component is, how mentally I felt always having to worry about weight, and then how that just negativity dragged on everywhere, And so now, that negativity is just not even there. And so there's no place for it to really completely start. Obviously there's nerves and stuff, but nothing like major hanging in my mind that's like bothering me or trying to drag me down. And that feels good.
Okay. And so going forward, obviously, the goal is to get through Brandon Cash. That is the immediate goal. And then after that, moving on to the semifinals and then, of course, the finals. Do you think after this tournament, you might consider making heavyweight your full-time, like just main focus, or do you think you'll, still think about 205?
I would definitely like to go back down to 205 too. I think if I win this tournament for now, I'd want to stay at heavyweight. I think the change is going to be good. And I can kind of, what's the word I'm looking for? Cement myself someplace new. I haven't fought in over a year, but I've been training. I trained not 100% consistently, but I trained a good 75% of last year,
Mm-hmm.
And there's a lot of new things, a lot of changes in my game that I'm excited to be able to utilize. And I think that with the change in weight also, it just kind of gives me kind of a renewing feeling, and that's something that I can just get behind. And it's like, okay, this is where I was, here where I am now. I'm starting this whole thing differently. Let me show you what this is. And then, obviously I can go back down to 205 and have a little bit of fun there, especially with one. I swear, I hope I don't butcher his name, but Ong Lasong is somebody I definitely keep looking at as I can't wait to fight that guy. He just seems like, it'll just be a fun fight. Like he hits hard. He's smart enough, decent technique. He trains with great people out there at Sanford. I just feel like that would be an amazing fight to have one day.
No pun intended.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right on. So a question I ask all my guests, it's kind of my signature thing. And I'm hoping you have a good answer. And now that, right now the focus is heavyweight, I'm hoping you blow this one out of the water here. So after you get the W on Sunday against Brandon Cash in the Road to One opening round, what is going to be the Juggernaut's victory meal?
So my coach literally asked me the same thing. My head coach, he's like, "Hey, you want to go for dinner after this?" And I'm like, "Yeah, no, we're definitely doing it." I don't know what's out there, so I don't have anything planned. Pizza is something. It's probably the one thing I truly completely cut off. When I was like, okay, I got a fight coming up, because heavyweight. So a lot of other things I can kind of like make healthier. Like I had a cheeseburger a few weeks ago, but I did it with bison and I did it with boar bacon instead of regular bacon and just regular random ground beef. No, I did it trying to do it as best as possible. And so pizza is definitely something I would love to have right after I'm done fighting. Like if I can just like fight, it goes straight to a pizza place. That's going to be amazing.
Okay, and what kind of pizza are you interested in? Are you a supreme guy, a meat lover guy, just plain pepperoni? What's on your?
So whenever I can, I like to do chicken. If I can, if they have a pesto style sauce, that's what I'm usually doing. But it's chicken, jalapenos, bacon, sausage, and olives. That's my the choice.
Hell yeah! Now you're talking. Now you're talking. Now, Steve, I got a question for you because you said pizza was your deal, right? Now,
Yeah.
does pineapple belong on pizza?
Um, that's an individual thing. I'm not a big fan of it. Pineapple doesn't belong on my pizza. Yeah, if you want it on yours, go for it. Just your pizza can't touch mine. Yeah, like if we're splitting a pizza or something, some places they let you do like two different styles, half this, half that. Your half can't be Hawaiian. I'm sorry. It's just not gonna work.
That's funny. That's funny. I like that. I like that. So another question I got for you: how do you feel about anchovies on pizza?
I don't like anchovies, period. I
Okay.
don't how people eat them, really. Yeah, anchovies are just a no-go entirely for me. Like, there's nothing about an anchovy that seems appealing to me.
Well, they stink. They're slimy. They've got a very high sodium taste to them. So I feel that there's a lot of people that can agree with you on both accounts, right? So pineapple and see, now what we really got to do is here's what we do, right? After you get your win, we'll order you a special pizza, just anchovies and pineapple.
And watch me not eat it. If it's there, I will give it to the homeless because, hey, you can't be picky in that situation. Um, at least it's not rotten food. Like, no, that pizza will go somewhere, just not inside of me.
Okay, I can respect that. And I won't do that. I promise. I will not do that.
Thank you.
I am there to solely call your fight and shake your hand after the W. That is all I am there for.
Hey, well, thank you, thank you. No, it's gonna be fun. I can't wait. I've honestly never been this like excited and positive before a fight. And, I did a lot of things differently for this fight. Um, yeah, and I'm just so excited to be able to go in there. So I'm more excited than nervous. Where usually there's a lot of nerves. There's excitement, but there's also a lot of nerves. I'm just kind of sitting there like, you know, what if you lose? That'll be embarrassing. Things like that. But it's like towards closer to find like, hey, look, you fought before, you got this. And then this time though, like it's more excitement. There'll be like nerves will pop up a little bit, and then it's just excitement. But it's like, but dude, you get to go out there and do what you love. Like, so there's so much more excitement in me right now than nerves or anything else. Sunday can't come quick enough. Right.
You're telling me. You're telling me, bro. I am all the way excited about this thing. I love the Road to One tournament. I think seeing all you guys get an opportunity, to fight, because it's been tough to find fights regardless of what part of the world that you've been in. B, the Road to One, that's a sick tournament. The heavyweights that are coming out, it's been fun to call so far. So I can only imagine what's to come in the future. And then, the opportunity that you guys, get should you win the tournament. I mean, it's outstanding. I'm
Yeah.
all in. The card is absolutely stacked. We got, a fire pro card, the amateurs. Of course, we bring the heat here in Arizona. We got a middleweight title fight. We got a flyweight title fight, which I got to say on every interview, it's the best flyweight title fight in the U.S. right now. So that fight, I'm looking forward to that fight, and then you guys, ending the night, two heavyweights fighting for a contract, fighting for, to move on to the next round of this Road to One. I'm super pumped, and, I can't wait to see you. Shake your hand, watch you make weight, and get in there and do your thing.
Yeah, no, man, it's gonna be great. I can't wait for it too. I was looking at the fight card too, and I was like, oh man, this looks like it's gonna be just exciting. Period. I know somebody else posted about. I know the Rough Nation thing. They posted about that fight you were just talking about too. What is it? It's flyweights, right? Or yeah. So they had posted about that. I don't know why he keeps doing that, but they had posted about that, and no, I'm excited just to see it. Like, I know there's not a whole lot I'll be able to see. I'll be in the back getting ready, but as much as I can see, like, I'm excited to see.
It's going to be dope, man. So obviously, anybody who's going to catch the stream, they can get it at roughNation.net, I believe, is the website. That's my bad for, not having anything in front of me. But I'll post it in the comment or in the thing on the video here. And then, they can put you in so that they can support you as the fighter they're there to see on the stream. And of course, everybody that's going to be live in attendance, it's going to be awesome to have the crowd back. I'm very much looking forward to it. Commentating in an empty arena was a little different. It was a little different.
I kind of, I don't want to say hate, but I'm like, it sucks. I missed the opportunity to fight in that format. I did want to see what that was like. Just wanted to see the difference of it. But I mean, oh well,
It happens. It happens.
I still get to fight, but I did want to see how that difference would have been. I think there are people who a crowd helps them, and there are people who not having anybody there could possibly be what's best for them, And so I would just wanted to see what that felt like, what that difference was for me. Like, okay, how do I feel with literally, next to nobody in the arena while I'm training? And I mean, sure, done smaller sparring things, but I feel like it's just different when, there's more on the line than just, a little bit of pride with a friend.
Absolutely, man. Well, look, a week out from the fight, I'm stoked for this thing. It's going to be a hell of a main event. I'm very much looking forward to it. All you and Brendan got to do is on Saturday night, weigh in, and then on Sunday, we get to have all the fun. All of us together. It's going to be great.
Yeah, no, I feel the same. I'm looking forward to it. It should be fun. I'm excited. Hopefully he's excited and we can go out there and just put on a great show.
It's going to be a fantastic fight. I'm very much looking forward to it. So before I let you go, I'd like to give you as much time to thank anybody you'd like, sponsors, training partners, coaches. Go ahead, man. Take the floor.
Yeah, definitely want to give a huge thank you to, first off, my teams. My coach Burrito, I've been working with like mainly this fight camp. We basically put together the game plan, and so I've been working a lot with him. My head coach Mike, he's been in my corner since the day I stepped into his gym, looking for the opportunity to become a fighter. I've been training with him for almost 10 years now. So Team Black MMA, another team. I know I haven't been able to make it out to the Bay a whole lot lately, but I know definitely after this fight, we'll be able to go out there, get some rounds in, get some just time in with all the guys out there. So yeah, my teammates, huge teammates I've really been working with right now. My boy DJ is a big one. DJ Saley, there's two DJs, and both of them, honestly. So DJ Saley and DJ Robinson, both of you guys, thank you guys for all the work. Marcos, Danny, Alex, all of them, so there's so many people that help with Jordan, Ryder, obviously. There's a lot of us. John, there's just everybody. Like my teammate, you guys know who you are. I can't think of all your names right now, but I love you guys, everybody who's just helped me out a little bit. Jay, Corey, all you guys. My sponsors, thank you guys a lot. Tom, the guys at GNS Collision, Chad Hodges, him and the people at ENS. Thank you guys so much. You and Paul. I can't think of the rest of them right now. But all my sponsors. Lauren, I cannot say her last name right. I don't want to mess it up, but pretty sure it's like Magali. But she's my sports psychiatrist, and she sponsors me. And she is a huge component for me for this entire process. She's been there for me. The second I told her I had a fight, she's like, okay, let's start setting stuff up. Let's start getting things done. Let's get your mind where it needs to be. And my mind is exactly where it needs to be. So all props to her. I know I'm forgetting somebody, and I am sorry for forgetting you, but I love you and I thank you for your support. And no, my wife Janice, obviously, very thankful for her. She deals with me, period. Even when the negative comes out, she's the one that has to be there and deal with it. So I love her more than anything for just being there through the process. That's my biggest thank you right there. And yeah, I think that's about it. Anybody I forgot, I'm sorry. Was not intentional at all. I just cannot think about it right now.
No sweat, man. No sweat. I kind of put my guests on the spot there. So the people that are there to support you, they know who they are. So
Yeah.
I don't think like that. But we got 1 week until this fight, my man. Like I said, I'm super stoked, super pumped. I can't wait to see you guys in action. I get to call the damn thing. So I got to be one of the luckiest guys on planet Earth right now. So I'm super stoked. So, and like I said, Saturday, weigh in, shake hands. Sunday, have fun. That's it.
Yep. That's basically the game plan.
All right, my man. Well, I will be seeing you very soon. Have yourself a great rest of the day.
All right, you too. Thank you.
All right, man. Take it easy.
Later.